And that's a break of exactly 100. And it sends his lead over Stuart Bingham. It's 2-0.
Yes, impressive scoring from Hendry, who's now at the world number 23 in the rankings. And he won frame 3 as well with another good knot, 89 this time. We're into frame 4. The Scot with 21 points worth of ground to recover now.
Well, Stuart, we pretty gutted. He was just getting out of his chair, actually. And he's on the green nicely also. This was a pretty outrageous fluke that he got.
4.
Didn't get all that close to the pot. I always wonder about that little raising of the hand, 6 inches for your opponent. Does it really make him feel any better? I suppose you have to do it.
5.
Wave your hand towards your opponent to say you're sorry about the fluke. No real consolation, is it, at the time?
Well, Stuart, doesn't want to look. This is a good chance now for Stephen. Okay, the black's still tied up, but he can certainly build up a useful lead here. And still a possibility of winning the frame at this visit. Last 2 frames, he's made 89 in the last, 100 in the second frame. So you wouldn't put it past him.
18. $19. 25. 26.
And as you saw, that pink would just pass the red to the right middle. Yeah, I don't think Stephen will be too worried that the black is a little tied up, because you can get a lot of points with reds and pinks, or even the blue.
33.
Might have liked to have been straighter on that pink, though. Shouldn't be a big problem.
Yeah, I think most way you can still play for the red to the right centre here. Okay, he's on a red to the left corner, but if he's got an angle on the red to the right centre, he can roll that in, and as long as he leaves himself a nice angle on blue or pink, as long as he's not dead straight on the red, he should be able to manoeuvre the cue ball.
$40.
Nice angle on the blue, but he's got possibly 2 reds. I think the one to the left of the black nearest the top cushion is maybe available into the right corner. And that's the one he's played for. But he wanted that cue ball to be
45.
Maybe another 6 inches away from the cushion. That's why I said it, because you notice when he was cueing, he was just having to strike down on the cue ball. If it had been another 6 inches away from the cushion, he wouldn't have had to be striking down like that. And you strike down like that, and you just put a little bit of unintentional side, and that's what swerves the cue ball offline. Not one you'd have expected him to miss in his pomp, but those little errors just creep in now and then.
That's a good safety shot. Stephen might be forced to play the red on the left cushion here. Either that or play out of a snooker when he isn't actually snookered on that red. Yeah, he doesn't really want to move the red on the left. So I think he's playing around two cushions. Maybe a thin glance. Oh, well, most of the time you'll see a player almost miss that one first time because they don't want to hit it too thick like he did.
And what's the result he's had? He's left the red very adjacent to the left middle, but the blues come to his rescue. This is potable, but pressure on this. And particularly when you feel as though you should have had something easier. Good shot. He was under it a little bit there.
One.
As I say, particularly as he thought he should have had an easier pot to go at. He got down, got back up, realised the importance of it. So first hurdle crossed.
Yeah, I think he got down first time, was just slightly distracted by some movement there, but you know, if you're in that front row,
Five.
barely able to blink without being in play. It's so close, so he did well to keep his concentration going. Tried to develop that red. Not done it, but at least he's on the pink, so it's not bad. This would be a very important clearance should he make this. It puts him right in the match. May come down to
12.
a shot after this one. What kind of angle he's got to get on the red on the left, which will be the last of the reds.
13.
Well, he didn't want to be straight, so that's okay. Probably just try and play in behind it. Might be another rest shot on that red. So it's an important one, this. As far as rest shots go, would be
19.
as easy as you could get from where he was. Just one more shot, maybe screw back up for the blue, and then it would be the first frame in the match for him.
Now this is where you've got to keep your concentration, because on the other side of the wall,
Quite please, thank you.
They're at their mid-session interval. There'll be a lot of noise, and he's got to concentrate. This is a big frame for Stuart. And that little hub that goes around the audience of
24.
points all square, up to and including the blue
26.
for his first frame.
$29. $33.
And that was the pot he wanted.
38.
I suppose it's possible to be disappointed leading 3-1 because he knows he could have been 4-0 up. But it's not the case. Stuart Bingham makes an important clearance there up until the black. And it's Stephen Hendry 3, Stuart Bingham 1.
Yes, a relieved Stuart Bingham, and I wonder, as the seeded player this time, how much pressure Stuart Bingham feels. He's got to beat, or he's supposed to beat, a 7 times world champion.
Yeah, there's a lot less now he's won that frame. For all the world, it was looking like 4-0. Probably a good time for an interval for both players there. Stephen will be kicking himself if he didn't go 4-0 there.
Yeah, but Hendry looks good, Steve.
Yeah, I think he's sort of less fearful of what's going to happen on the table at the moment. He's got a clearer head. But as John says, I mean, he would have loved 4-0 there, and he's the type of person that doesn't like anything average. He likes to be perfectionist.
He does indeed. All right, well, we'll be back very shortly to watch that one. But, you know, we're off and running here in Sheffield. We've only got another 156 hours worth of broadcasting to go until the trophy is hoisted on the 7th of May. The next hour in this instalment happens within 1